Till now, we have studied about reproductive systems, gametogenesis, and reproduction process in human beings. Now let's study about reproductive health. According to WHO, reproductive health means total well-being, that is physically, emotionally, behaviorally, and socially. Therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral interactions among them in all sex related aspects might be called reproductively healthy. Reproductive health problems and strategies. A program was established in 1951 called family planning. Till now, this program had covered wider reproduction related areas, so now it is called as reproductive and child healthcare programs. By these programs, various governmental and non-governmental agencies had came forward for creating awareness. Sex education in schools is introduced, in which proper knowledge about reproductive organs, adolescence, and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases, AIDS, etc., given to the adolescent. In fact, the chapter you are studying itself is part of sex education. Educating people of marriageable groups about contraception or birth control methods, care of pregnant mother, postnatal or post-pregnancy care of mother as well as child, importance of breastfeeding, equal importance or equal opportunities of male and female child, obviously in their future career, social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes. We need to meet the necessity of strong infrastructure facilities, professional expertise and material support to provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems like pregnancy, delivery, STDs, abortions, contraceptions, menstrual problems, infertilities, etc. There is statutory ban on amniocentesis for sex determination to prevent female feticide. Amniocentesis is actually a process for diagnosis of genetic disorders like hemophilia, Down syndrome, sickle cell anemia, etc. in developing fetus. Here sample is taken from amniotic fluid present surrounding fetus. Population explosion and birth control. Population is increased in such a way that it really needed to be in control. Population increasing leads to lesser resources per person, directing towards poor quality of life. In 1900, world population was rocketed from 2 billion to 6 billion by 2000 and 7.2 billion in May 2011. India's population have same growth rate. Out of every 6 people in world, 1 is Indian. Rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate that is MMR and infant mortality rate that is IMR are probable reasons. Through RCH program, we have brought down population growth but not at marginal rate. According to 2011 census, our population is increasing by 1.7%, that is 17 individuals per 1,000 individuals per year, which is very higher growth rate. Therefore, we have marriageable age determined judicially for both male, that is 21 years, and female 18 years. Further, special incentives for small families and various different types of contraceptives, that is birth control methods, have introduced. Among contraceptive methods, there are temporary methods and permanent methods. And among temporary methods, natural methods are there, barrier methods are there, IUDs, oral pills, and other hormonal methods are there. And in permanent methods, only surgical method is there. Natural methods. First is periodic abstinence, that is avoiding coitus from day 10 to day 17 of menstrual cycle when ovulation is expected. So in this way contraception can be achieved. Second is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. In this method, penis is withdrawn from vagina during coitus just before ejaculation to avoid insemination. And last one is lactational amenorrhea. During initial lactation period, where a child fully dependent on breastfeeding for nutrition, menstrual cycle does not occur. So probability of conception is nil. So coitus during this period does not lead to pregnancy. This period was recorded till 6 months of parturition, yet no medicines or devices is used here. Chances of failure are there. Barrier methods. It means using devices which will act as physical barriers preventing entry of sperm. Among them, male condoms and female condoms can be used once only, but vaults, diaphragms and cervical caps can be reused. Condoms are rubber or latex sheath covering penis or vagina and cervix. An additional benefit of condoms are they help in preventing transmission of STDs. Diaphragm, cervical caps and vaults are also made of rubber and block entry of sperm. Along with these barriers, if spermicidal cream, foam or jellies are used, they provide higher efficiency of contraception. Oral pills. Generally, oral pills are steroidal pills either consisting of progestogens or estrogen-progestogen combination. They are consumed on daily basis except 7 days of menstruation. But these pills have too many side effects. A non-steroidal contraceptive drug is also there by brand name Saheli, developed by Central Research Development of India CRDI, Lucknow. It is once a week pill with very few side effects and higher contraceptive value. Intrauterine devices, in short IUDs. For using these devices, doctors or expert nurses are needed. There are 3 types of IUDs. Among them, first is non-mediated IUD, which is available as Lippis loop. Second is copper releasing IUDs, and it includes CUT, it is also called as copper T commonly, CU7 and multi-load CU375. And last one is hormone releasing like Progestastat and LNG20. So these all are different type of IUDs. IUDs increases phagocytosis of sperms and Cu ion suppresses motility and fertilizing capacity of sperm cells. In addition, hormones make uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. It is the ideal type of contraception in gapping between 2 children or as temporary contraceptives. In other contraceptive methods, sexual implants and emergency contraceptive methods can be included. In sexual implants, small implants are kept under the skin, generally in an upper limb. These implants add hormones in blood, thus prevent pregnancy. As an emergency contraceptive, to avoid pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse, administration of progestogen or progestogen-estrogen combination within 72 hours of coitus is been done. Administration simply means injection of those hormones directly in blood. So this was about different type of temporary contraceptive methods. Now let's move to permanent method. Surgical method is the only kind of permanent method, permanent contraceptive method, as probability of reversibility is very less. Means once contraception is achieved by this method, the individual won't be able to parents again. In male, vasectomy is surgical method wherein vast difference is cut and tied as you can see in diagram. Similarly, tubectomy is process wherein fallopian tube is cut and tied. Obviously, as it is surgical methods, these methods can be performed by medical experts only. Before using any of these contraceptive methods, one should know how much reliable it is, efficiency of the method, and any side effect if it is having. Hormonal methods in form of oral pills, IUDs, implants or administration in blood, all of them have side effects like irregular menstrual bleeding or even breast cancer. Medical termination of pregnancy. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts to one-fifth of the total number of conceived pregnancies in a year. In India, it is legalized in 1971 with some strict conditions. MTPs can be performed to get rid of unwanted pregnancies either due to casual unprotected intercourse or failure of contraceptive methods or rapes. MTP become very essential when it can have harmful or fatal effect either to mother or growing embryo. MTPs are very risky if they are carried out after first trimester or it is performed by medical quacks, means not a certified doctors but self-claiming ones. Misuse of it can be done for female feticide. Before going for MTPs, all the risk factors related to it should not be overlooked. Next is STIs or STDs, sexually transmitted diseases or sexually transmitted infections. It is also called venereal diseases or reproductive tract infection. List of STIs or STDs are given in slide, that is gonorrhea, syphilis, hepatitis B, genital warts, genital herpes, trichomoniasis, etc. STDs can be transmitted through unprotected coitus, sharing injection needles, surgical instruments, blood transfusion, etc. It can also transmitted from mother to fetus or breastfeeding child also. Early symptoms can be minor like itching, fluid discharge, swellings, etc. in genital region, or female individual can be asymptomatic in some cases. Absence or mild symptoms or due to social stigma, individuals with STIs don't go for early diagnosis and treatment in early stage. This leads to complication later such as pelvic inflammatory disease PIDs. Pelvic inflammatory disease means inflammation in pelvic areas, right? Pelvic areas means bottom of abdomen area. Ectopic pregnancies means pregnancy in the area which is not uterus, means here implantation of embryo can be done in fallopian tube. Stillbirth means where the embryo or fetus is died within the uterus. Infertility or even cancer of reproductive tract. So all this occurs when these STIs are not early diagnosed and they are not treated during their early infection. Late diagnosis and treatments are reported in people of age group of 15 to 24 years. Means most of this late diagnosis and treatments are reported in 15 to 24 years. To prevent STIs to occur, simple principles are to be followed. Avoid sex with unknown or multiple partners. Always try to use condoms during coitus. In case of doubt, one should go to doctor for early detection and treatment. So this is about sexually transmitted diseases. Now one more problem is there with the reproductive health, that is infertility. And so art is also there. There are couples who cannot have their child normally, but using technologies like assisted reproductive technologies, art, they can have their child. Problem can be in male individuals like less sperm count, or in female individuals like one cannot conceive sperm, or in implantation of embryo, etc. According to problem, different type of arts can be used. Among them, first is IVF, means in vitro fertilization. In vitro means in artificial environment. So IVF refers to fusion of sperm and ova in artificial environment. Following it, embryo transfer is carried out. It is termed test tube baby in layman language. Transfer of zygotes or early embryos containing up to 8 blastomeres are called ZIFT, that is zygote intrafallopian transfer. And transfer of embryos having more than 8 blastomeres are called IUT, that is intrauterine transfer. In ZIFT, transfer is done in fallopian tube, and in IUT, transfer is done in uterus. So here difference between ZIFT and IUT can be asked. So here you need to give attention on what differences are there between different technologies. Sometimes here surrogate mothers are employed. Surrogate mothers are those individuals in which embryos are implanted in, but they are not biological mothers. That is, ova or egg cell used in fertilization doesn't belong to surrogate mothers. If problem lies in gametes of male individual or female individual and gamete donors are used, then technologies like GIFT, that is gamete intrafallopian transfer, or ICSI, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection is used. In GIFT, gametes are transferred in fallopian tube of biological or surrogate mothers. In CSI, sperms are injected in cytoplasm of egg cells directly. So that is about art. Now let's see what is amniocentesis. We have already discussed about amniocentesis, but let's discuss it again. It is a diagnosis process to detect if any genetic problem lies in the fetus. Sample for the test is amniotic fluid, which is present surrounding developing embryo within amniotic sac. Now this whole amniotic sac is lying within the uterus. Misuse of it can be done for determining fetus of sex. So this is about whole chapter reproductive health.